daring an extreme expedition overseas. Wrestling one of the biggest freshwater fish on the planet.
I think he's trying to tell me I'm crazy.
A monster Wells catfish.
Look again.
Plus, taking on the ocean's legendary predators. Tagging nurse sharks and lemon sharks barehanded.
Is he fighting? Hit him! Hit him!
And battling a real-life Moby Dick with handmade weapons. It's primal, intense, and death-defying. And it doesn't take a rod and reel. Get ready for more pulse-racing face-offs of extreme fisherman versus beast on Hooked Extreme Noodling.
Yeah!
The world's mightiest whoppers. To some adventure anglers, the only way to catch them is to get up close and personal, taking them on by hand. Some call them fanatics, others call them insane. But they're determined to battle some of the most powerful creatures of the deep.
Where is it?
Risking life and limb.
Easy, easy, easy!
Catfish Noodling. A primal showdown of man versus beast. A dangerous ancient art. Some obsessed fishermen body wrestle some of the biggest river fish on Earth, using only their limbs as a lure. It's no pain, no gain.
Noodling actually combines the art of hunting and fishing all rolled into one. It's you one-on-one against Mother Nature. That's a nice one.
And now, for the first time ever, one of Noodling's living legends is heading all the way to Spain to match his master skills against a notorious river monster with its own legendary reputation, the Wells catfish. Over decades of barehanded fishing, cigar-toting Oklahoma native Lee McFarland has wrangled some huge catfish called flatheads, slimy specimens rarely exceeding 22 kilograms. But now, he's determined to score the ultimate whopper.
How's that one? A 100-pounder, nobody's ever done that we know of. I want one.
His chosen monster opponent, a continent's biggest river beast. The European Wells catfish, reportedly able to reach 3 times the weight of an average noodler. So fierce and fabled, it's known to attack humans. Yet Lee McFarland is undeterred.
I die doing it. I'm doing something I've loved. I don't want to look back on life and say, what if? You know, I want to know I've done everything I could.
But for Lee to meet a Wells face-to-face, he's got to go overseas for the first time in his life. In just a few weeks, Lee's embarking on an expedition deep into Wells' spawning country. Even for an experienced noodler, it's a dangerous mission, taking on a massive, biting predator. For the trip, Lee's assembled a dream team of fellow catfish wrestlers, including his best friend and cousin, Mark.
You want me worth it again?
He came up to me and asked me about Spain. I thought, do what? You serious? No, if he was interested, I was interested.
Me and him's tag team together. We've been doing it since we was 13 years old. We know what each other's thinking. We know what each other's move is before we do it.
And for the battle against the Wells, Lee's recruited a secret weapon. At 2 meters tall, weighing in at 127 kilograms, Big Josh Garcia brings serious muscle.
He calls me Big Indian because big and I'm Indian, and so I can block the deeper holes that other people can't. Over there, those suckers are monsters.
I just hope they don't spin a lot. That's the worst case scenario. Get a 200-pound fish spinning, you might not be able to stop him. He might take the whole arm with him.
And beyond spinning, the noodlers may face bigger dangers, taking on a fabled man-eater. The well's notorious reputation makes headlines. River bathers describe a hulking fish with a gaping mouth, biting at their legs and feet. Few river fish inspire such fear. Whales have even been accused of swallowing children whole.
There are stories of it picking up people out of the water, grabbing children and adolescents out of the water after having gotten this taste for human flesh. Whether or not that's true or not, who knows?
Like a flathead catfish on steroids, whales can stretch up to 3 meters and have been purported to weigh a staggering 303 kilograms. These lumbering bottom dwellers have a powerful tail fin that propels them through the water like darting battleships. 2 long rows of teeth line a cavernous and ravenous mouth. Yet many wonder why such a successful predator would harass humans. A terrifying theory may turn noodling of whales into a suicide mission. Experts believe there's only one motive behind a whale's attack. The fish are defending their eggs, and a noodler's entire strategy is to reach into the nest. With friends, family, and his noodling mentor father, Lee examines his whale's adversary up close.
Oh, yeah. 205 pounds. Woo! Nice. Look at hell, they're exactly like ours.
Except that bottom fin. That bottom fin.
He's got the same back fin, same side fins. Whiskers are on top. Bottom lip sticks out.
That back fin, though, when it comes out of the belly, goes all the way to the tail like an eel.
Oh, I see.
So he's 10 times more powerful in the thrust.
I worry about it because he's the type, he don't know when to let go. I'm afraid he'd allow me to take her.
The weekend of the trip arrives. The team is confident they're ready for the toughest noodling challenge ever,
Would you go wrestle one?
determined to take on a true river behemoth, driven by the quest of a noodling world record.
I mean, I'm gonna feel like I just won the Olympic gold. You know, the biggest fish and somebody doing something nobody else has done. Yeah. See you when I get back.
Well, good luck.
We're gonna need it.
Yeah, what you want on your tombstone?
Why not be a frontier? Call me Lewis and Clark. I'll be Lewis, he'll be Clark. And Josh will be Sacagawea. Spain, here we come.
Thousands of miles from their home turf in Oklahoma,
Looks like a catfish right here instead of a dragon. Then it's got the eel-like tail.
It's a whale's catfish.
Yeah, there you go.
Teeth on that. You don't see that every day. Not in Oklahoma.
Try practicing noodling that. See what happens.
He got a little more teeth and bigger teeth than catfish.
Spain's Ebro River, 250 kilometers outside Barcelona. Accustomed to noodling waters they know by sight and feel, Lee McFarland and his fellow noodlers face unknown terrain.
Nearly run out of petrol driving up here.
To find their ultimate target, the team needs help uncovering the whale's catfish's favorite hideouts.
We're going to have a little look now at some of the areas that we're going to go to by boat.
Experienced fishing guide Stephen Buss takes the men out for reconnaissance.
Some of the natural areas for where they spawn, so and they'll be around that area pretty much all of the year.
When we're doing it, when we're getting wet.
I suppose once you've tried it, you know, you get your experience, that's where you get your bravery from, but I don't know, it's mad. I mean, I just can't wait to see it, really.
The team arrives at a known whale spawning spot.
Yeah, shame.
It's time for their first ever noodling challenge on foreign soil.
Think there's any catfish in this water?
We're gonna find out.
Immediately, Lee's veteran instincts kick in.
That's what I was looking at. That right there is like, that's what we noodle in Oklahoma, that stuff right there.
You know, you can noodle to your heart's content along this little bit of margin as well.
For this sport, Spain's spawning season offers a noodler's perfect storm. Rocky terrain, biting fish, and deep hidden lairs. From spring to summer, beneath these muddy waters, adult catfish fiercely defend new clutches of fertilized eggs, battling and chomping down on anything that comes near them. The noodler's mission? Find a nest big enough to hold a giant Wells catfish. Reach in and get bitten. Against Europe's largest catfish, the men know risks are high and precautions are vital.
I want one to tie from me to these guys, and then I'm wanting one to use for the fish. And this way, if the fish gets a hold of me, at least these two guys can pull me back. Right there on that side. Kind of mushy. Is it mushy in there? I'm looking for these tubes coming out of this.
For the first time in this extreme American sport, a hunt for a European monster is on.
Let's go try that hump down there. This mush, hell, you sink in at 6 inches. There any rocks up that way? Yeah, but not big enough.
You know, it's almost like a joke sport to us. We sort of can't believe that anglers would go underwater and sort of secure their catch with their bare hands.
On foot and in boats, the unfamiliar terrain requires constant surveillance. The men wade through the water, scour the landscape, and travel the length of the river in search of spawning wells.
That right there is what we're looking for, something like that. Out in the water. Take 3 of you to block that.
If we can find that right out here, we'll be in the ballpark then.
Smaller catfish find lairs more easily than mammoth wells. In search of these river whoppers, the team looks for the mother of all hiding holes.
I don't know. We just gotta keep looking.
How many miles of river have you checked?
Frustrated after hours searching with no luck, the team gives up, but only for now.
We just gotta go look somewhere else.
Back on dry land, the noodlers head to the next location, hoping locals can offer catch and life-saving advice.
Cuidado, amigo, que los peces son malos, eh.
They don't bite too bad.
Yo no. Son grandes, hay de todo, pero hay unos que son grandes.
Language barrier, I'm lost. I'm just like, what? What's that mean?
Che.
Por favor.
¿Qué tal?
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. You want to go catch one? That's why I need an interpreter, because I don't understand it.
¿Pescar ciruelos con la mano? No.
Why?
No.
¿Por qué no?
Porque es de locos esto, hombre.
If I had a little more time, I'd love to learn the language, you know, so I can at least know whether they're cussing me out or telling me I was nuts.
No hay nadie que pesque ciruelos con la mano. Es de locos esto.
I think he's trying to tell me I'm crazy. He thinks we done lost our mind, huh? The loco?
Beneath a bridge several kilometers downriver, the men spot a promising rock formation.
See, that looks good. If they're hollow, that'd work real good, those tubes.
They zero in for a closer look.
Barely. I can feel the groove right there. Okay, go around and see if there's one over there, because this is like a tunnel going through here.
We found a nice little ledge, a big sort of plate of concrete maybe, a good sort of cavity underneath.
God, that feels like it ought to hold one. Am I hitting you?
Not yet.
I'm sure if there's any fish down there, then these guys are going to bump into them.
I did catch me a Spaniard crosshat.
Thousands of kilometers from home, the hand fishermen bring with them over half a century of combined expertise.
Oh, fish. No, rock or something. It's a rock.
But is the elusive Wells catfish too great an adversary, even for a noodling dream team?
I came this far to catch great big fish. I'm not giving up yet. We got to do something. Keep looking. Getting disgusted, but I'm got to keep going.
Back across the Atlantic, It's an extreme barehanded fishing challenge to help save a species. A group of young scientists dare to grab, wrestle, and tag two of the world's most dangerous ocean predators by hand. Bimini Island, Bahamas. Over 80 kilometers off the east coast of Florida, this tiny, isolated atoll is one of the world's most fertile breeding grounds for sharks. For nearly 2 decades, Dr. Samuel Gruber has run Bimini's famous Shark Lab. Shark Lab attracts a courageous young staff ready to risk their lives to help keep threatened predators hunting the deep.
4 people in each room.
The Bimini Biological Field Station is built around the volunteers and the staff who are young scientific shark fanatics.
Two formidable apex predators who call the waters of Shark Lab home: the nurse shark and the lemon shark.
I had about a lemon shark as big as, I'd say, about a 7-footer take my hand in its mouth and decide whether he wanted to do anything with it.
Record-setting lemons have stretched nearly 4 meters, weighing over 180 kilograms. Though they can survive in captivity, where other alpha shark species like the great white die, lemons are far from tame. Armed with a mouthful of triangular, cutting teeth, even a juvenile can inflict nasty wounds. Handling these toothy specimens requires careful practice and training.
Here we go. Whoa!
Doc Gruber keeps a stable of young sharks in a pen to teach his scientific protégés the do's and deadly don'ts of shark grabbing.
Okay, yep, I got one. This is a little baby lemon shark. This is a male. You can tell by these little extensions by his fin, and this little guy is not happy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put him to sleep right now. I'm gonna put him to sleep. All right, come on, guy. All right, now to put him to sleep, I simply turn him over. It takes a couple of seconds, and he goes to sleep. Okay, there, that's cool, he's asleep. 2 fingers.
Today, Shark Lab plans to tackle their most dangerous but critical species-saving missions. Tagging 2 separate predators with radio tracking devices. Data on shark populations and migration patterns help scientists protect these apex predators in an ecosystem under siege. One mission requires a free dive in shark-infested waters. The other, a one-on-one wrestling match of man versus monster predator.
Okay, gang, what we have to do now today, we've got to get at least 1 lemon shark. We need to put a transmitter on it. We don't want to get anybody bitten, and it's got to be scientist 2, shark 0.
The team heads into the bay in search of a full-grown natural assassin. It's a lemon shark chasedown. The method is bold and dangerous. To insert a radio tracking tag, the team plans to taunt and corral a lemon shark, ultimately grabbing it with their bare hands.
You guys haven't seen anything yet, huh?
But don't try this at home.
You got him over there, he's on the port. To your port, to your port.
Suddenly, something large and gray passes underneath.
Oh, he's coming towards us, on the left, on the left.
It's a huge lemon shark.
Straight off the bow!
We'll chase it until it basically gets sick of being chased, and it turns around and will bite us.
Most fishermen would leave the dangerous beast alone. But for the Shark Lab team, they've got their target in sight. The chase has begun.
Sean's on the bow of the boat, you know, completely unbalanced, and if we ever hit the bottom or anything, he goes flying off right onto the shark's back. What he's trying to do is not net the shark, but actually hit it so it turns around and bites the net.
On it, he's on it, he's on it, he's on it.
Where is he? Behind me.
He's right here, he's right here.
Okay, okay. All right, get it. Yep. No,
He's still on?
No.
He's right here.
Where is he?
He's on that side.
The first attempt is lost. The team keeps up the chase.
Okay. Tell me if I should jump. Say jump and I'll get out. You better watch this. He might bite me. Come on, hit him hard.
Then, success.
Keep hitting him. Is he biting?
He's on it, he's on it, he's on it.
The shark bites down hard. Doc Gruber approaches the thrashing fish. The maneuver is extremely risky. He's wrangling an alpha predator face to face. Up close, the team uses the net poles to corral the nearly 2-meter-long shark.
In front of his head.
And Doc quickly grabs the tail.
That's it.
When a shark is tired,
Oh, it's too close.
its behavior is dangerously unpredictable.
If you don't watch yourself, you can get killed. These things could grab you in the thigh and you bleed to death in 30 seconds. So we can see the shark.
Doc Gruber's got to move fast.
They're fine when you leave them alone. If you mess with them, they hold a grudge. They will sit there very quietly, and while you're not looking, boom! They'll jump right up there and they'll bite you.
He quickly works to put the shark into a catatonic state called tonic immobility, which some believe exploits a shark's defensive reflex to play dead. This allows scientists to measure, tag, and even perform life-saving surgery.
The other paddle. Get the other paddle.
Doc Gruber wants to insert a radio tracking tag, but the shark needs time to recover and rest. A buoyancy balloon keeps her afloat while the team waits to insert the tag.
My concern about this shark is that we've got to let him go on this rope and swim around so he gets his breath back. What we do with these sharks may look heartless and mean, but really, you have to annoy a few of these sharks to maybe save all of them. Everybody let everything go. We set him on.
But after monitoring the shark for several minutes, Doc Gruber makes a critical decision to forego tagging. The summer heat has weakened the shark too much to continue.
The water is very hot now, and these sharks are overheated and they're stressed.
While the team helps the shark recover, they use the time to quickly gather valuable data.
Basically, we'll go down to them, we'll cut a little piece of fin off for DNA, and we'll take a measurement. We'll keep a crew here hanging around till they swim off. This one's already tried to swim off.
The divers swim with the exhausted animal to help move water through its gills.
When he tries to turn to shore, try to keep him going straight offshore. Sean, let him swim on his own.
Though the team's tagging mission has taken an unexpected turn, they've gathered priceless conservation data. And for the Shark Lab, the day's work isn't over yet. Shark Lab team members Sean and Jim have another task. Find a nurse shark and bring it to the surface, bare-handed.
Nurse sharks, pound for pound, they're probably one of the strongest sharks out there. So bear hugging a 9-foot nurse shark might not be the smartest idea, but some of the smaller ones I could get away with it.
Old as dinosaurs, nurse sharks are true prehistoric predators, able to grow just over 4 meters long, weighing more than 130 kilograms. 2 dangling feelers called nasal barbels enable these notorious hunters to stalk their prey before slurping it down. The nurse shark's giant throat cavity sucks in victims like a vacuum, raking meals across hundreds of flesh-shredding, serrated teeth. Sean and Jim are anchored off a large coral reef, a popular nurse shark hiding place. Scanning the bottom, Jim spots their target.
John, there's one over here.
Sean freedives 6 meters to survey the scene. He sees it. The notoriously tough predator is just under 1 meter long and wedged under the reef. This capture will be no easy task. After one last gulp of air, Sean approaches cautiously, armed with only a lasso. The diver strains to hold his breath and reaches from an awkward angle. The second he makes contact, the situation can turn dangerous fast. As predicted, the shark reacts violently. The thrashing predator snaps out at the rope, the divers, anything in reach. The two men grapple with the agitated predator, keeping just enough distance to avoid the vacuum suction of its mouth.
It's thrashing around, it's trying to get away from you, so you grab it in one spot and the shark just turns around and your hand slips off and it's coming at you, so you're pushing it away with the other hand.
Gathering his courage, Jim makes a bold move, grabbing hold of the bucking beast by the fins. He's got it in hand, but getting it out of water is the diver's next challenge. Jim clings to the writhing shark, risking his safety every second he's got the beast in his arms. At last, Sean and Jim have the nurse shark on board.
He almost got me a couple times.
To avoid harming the animal, they know the tagging has to happen fast. Yet any carelessness could cost them a limb. The two divers quickly implant a tracking tag and prepare the beast for a safe release.
Okay, here we go.
With practiced speed, the men get the tagged nurse shark back in the water.
All right, off you go, and away it goes, perfectly fine.
Two shark wrangles pulled off bare-handed. Today, the lab is 2 missions closer to protecting and preserving some of the ocean's most amazing alpha predators. Spain's Ebro River. The Okie Noodling team is deep into their mission. Far from Oklahoma, on their hunt for a whopper record-setting Wells catfish.
In Oklahoma, this would have fish under it. It's wide open. It goes way back up underneath there, tapers off. It's got a cavity. Right in there, you trap your fish. This would be a perfect spawning spot for, you know, our flat is.
We've had a bit of a rise and fall in river level. Storms brought some rather unexpected weather and some water into the system.
But 2 full days of a frustrating search
Go look again.
is straining the team's patience and confidence.
They ain't where we normally would catch them. They got to be somewhere. You got to try something different.
Change it up.
Change strategies.
Yep.
Reeds is about the last thing we haven't done.
After 48 hours with no luck, the men decide on their next terrain target. Dense reeds flanking the river's small islands. The Wells often use tall grass as a nest, a noodler's target. The team's plan is to approach the unsuspecting fish and grapple it straight out of the reeds.
Check out that dark one. That's a big one. 2 of them right over there in the shallows. See the dark shadows moving?
I see it moving up.
One going down too. You might have a chance in this.
Stealth is key for a surprise attack, but Mark McFarland is aware of the dangers of a blind strategy.
I started getting just a little, maybe scared. I guess more respect for the fish that I haven't seen yet. having to crawl back in the reeds on all fours to get to their fish, you know. I'm thinking, wow, this is almost like a monster or something.
At any moment, the men could bump into Europe's biggest, most notorious catfish.
Danger. Yeah, you never know. It's a big river. There's some big fish in there. Very brave. You know, them brave men, true men, yeah.
But the massive Wells has evaded the team once again. Yet they press on, abandoning the reeds for the more familiar terrain of rocks and shoreline.
Nice looking rocks.
Let's try it.
See if there's a hole.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Just look around and see if you can find a hole. Got a hole? Got a hole?
Got it.
And suddenly, something latches on to Mark's hand.
You got him good?
Yeah.
Need help?
It just depends on what he does when I get him out.
With no idea what he's got, he grapples the fish. Experience tells him to move fast and strong. But the fish is fighting back, growing heavier by the second.
Ow! I got all tail, right here.
Head down here.
Mark tightens his grip.
You got him good?
I got him now. I got bottom lip.
We'll bring him out.
Marshals his strength
It's all you.
and gives a strong pull. At last, together, they've got him.
Easy.
It's a small Wells catfish. Mark estimates it weighs just under 9 kilograms.
First noodle catfish abroad. Now if we can just get a bigger one.
It's not the whopper he's hunting, but it's the team's first noodle battling a feared catfish opponent on foreign soil.
It's just experience. Finding the first hole, finding the first fish. It is pretty cool.
Oh, now that's just a baby. These little ones I'm used to. I want something bigger than what I'm used to in my own waters. That's what I came over here for. Huge fish, that's what I'm after. Let's turn him loose and let him grow up.
Lee releases the small Wells. In addition to his quest for a monster specimen, Lee's committed to sustainable noodling, saving catfish for future generations.
Touch the fish in the water.
The team soon faces their last day in Spain. Over 8,000 kilometers from home, only time will tell whether they'll have the ultimate showdown of man versus fabled man-eater, a giant Wells catfish. On a remote island on the other side of the world, bare-handed fishing is more than a sport. It's a way of life. The deadly domain of an ancient clan, fighting for their survival. Lembata, Indonesia. This tiny South Pacific island is home to one of the oldest traditional fishing communities on Earth, the Lamalera.
We cannot grow food here or raise much livestock. Only the ocean provides what we need to survive. Our lives revolve around it.
For centuries, the Lamalera have depended on one creature more than any other for their survival: the sperm whale. Though today this diet staple may seem controversial, the clan subsists in harmony with all creatures of the ocean, never taking more from the seas than they need, using every part of every whale they catch.
Our ancestors were brought to this island on the backs of whales. We have much respect for this animal because it has kept us alive for so long.
Village carpenters work to build traditional boats called tena. The men who construct these vessels are following their ancestors' blueprints. They believe any deviation brings trouble.
We must follow the old ways. If we do not construct the bottom of the tena correctly, the whale will notice this and destroy it with his tail.
Each morning from May to October, the men of La Malera set out to hunt. Incredibly, against massive ocean carnivores, the fishermen do battle equipped with only small metal harpoons, hand-stitched sails, and handmade boats. Their target? Meet the real-life Moby Dick. Larger than a city bus, sperms can stretch nearly 21 meters, weighing a staggering 44 tons. Whalers once hunted sperms for a white waxy substance found in their foreheads, called spermaceti.
Historically, sperm whales were one of the more difficult whales to catch because they would ram boats, they would smash their tails down onto boats. And in the old days of whaling, when men were out there in boats that were pulled by oars or by a sail, then that made them extremely vulnerable.
The sperm whale's high commercial value made it a tantalizing target. By the early 1900s, these deep-sea leviathans were nearly extinct.
In 1946, community attitudes towards whales and whaling have changed considerably.
Thankfully, since the international whaling ban in the 1980s, the sperm whale population has rebounded. Hunting whales has become illegal in nearly every corner of the globe. Controversial Japanese whaling nets around 650 whales a year in the name of research. But to many, this is a dubious claim. The La Malera take far fewer, only around 20 whales a year. And every part of the animal is used or traded.
La Malera is truly a subsistence hunt. It's a tradition that has gone on for a very long time, and it's a relic of an ancient tradition in human history.
And over the years, the La Malera have engaged in some epic battles with the mighty sperm whale. July 1999. A crew of 13 struggles to launch. With no natural bay on this rocky island, it's backbreaking work. Out at sea, hours pass. The men wait for any sign of a whale as the lookouts on shore scan the ocean. A sperm whale has been spotted. The boats signal each other to converge on their prey. The fishermen prepare their weaponry, and an ancient battle begins. Balancing their weapons on the boat's bow, the harpoonists are poised to attack. The first strike is critical and extremely dangerous.
Once we strike the whale, anything can happen. People have been caught in the rope and pulled under. Others have been crushed by the whale.
The men balance, aim, and launch. The crew looks on while the harpoonists struggle to land the perfect strike. Using their weapons like javelins. Paddling in circles, trying to get new vantage points. The men must all work together to surround a 10-ton beast. The battle rages for an incredible 3 hours. At every moment, the whalers risk being pulled over, getting tangled too close to the beast, or growing too exhausted to stay afloat. Some men dare to enter the water with knives, confronting their adversary face to face. Finally, after an epic fight, they've done it. In an ancient hand-fishing showdown, the men of La Malera have their massive catch, a sperm whale to feed their village. As the boats tow the whale home, the La Malera remains silent to convey respect for this magnificent animal. Back on shore, they use or trade every part of their catch. Today, though the clan's way of life is threatened by encroaching civilization, the fishermen of La Malera continue their centuries-old tradition, hunting whales caught bare-handed.
We honor the whales of our ancestors by using every part of the animal. We have lived this way for centuries and hope to continue this way of life.
On the shores of Spain's Ebro River, the Oki noodlers have reached the final day of their quest for the legendary Wells catfish.
2 days and one little bitty fish, we've got to find something bigger.
Yes, we have to.
The men are headed 3 hours downriver to a stretch of the Ebro where spawning whales have recently been sighted. The seasoned hand fishermen remain determined.
I've caught small fish here, but I've not caught the size I'm looking for. I'm still looking for one big one.
The noodlers continue to search the riverbank and rock formations.
Looks like it ought to have a hole under it. Yeah.
And Lee discovers a promising spot.
Big hole here. I got my legs down in, Mark's down in with me. Josh has got a back door over there. You guys, this is a big hole. I'm gonna go in feet first.
This time, there's a hit.
Oh man, did you feel that thump? That son of a buck's got my hand.
Lee feels a fighting fish latch on with cutting teeth.
Ow, ow.
Instinct tells him this one's big.
Mark, we go down again. I'm gonna drag him up. When I bump you, help grab him.
The men need to prevent the fish from exiting the hole.
Josh? Yeah. Go here. You better get ready to grab this tail. Here, go here, go here.
He's certain he's got a whopper Wells biting for its life on the end of his arm.
He's right here between us, Mark.
Only sheer strength allows him to keep the fish pinned inside its hole. Yet he can only keep the river beast trapped for so long.
Ah! Damn!
Moving quickly, Mark tries to get a thin rope called a stringer attached to the fish's lip and gills.
Whatever you do, keep everything blocked. Do not let this fish get away. I cannot come over here and play with one and say I lost it.
Working together, grabbing hold, putting all their muscle into the pull. At last, they've got the catch right where the noodlers want it.
Grab him!
Damn! Damn! That was a big one. What do you mean, was? He didn't get away!
They finally have their prize in hand.
That's a good fish. That's what we're after.
It takes 3 men to keep a tight hold on a truly massive Wells catfish.
That's what we come to Spain for. Look at this sucker. That is awesome. Massive as that tail is. God, I can't imagine our fish feds like this. Nobody in Oklahoma would be noodling. They'd be saying, forget you, you're crazy. Because them fish are aggressive.
At the weigh-in,
Yeah, 94.
The stats are astounding. Just over 42 kilograms and nearly 1.8 meters long.
I think they bite just like our fish.
It's the biggest fish any of the men have ever noodled on any shore.
That's what we come here for. We can go back and show our face in America.
And pictures.
The Noodling Dream Team takes a moment to examine their truly colossal catfish.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Yeah, just awesome, really. You just beat it up. Total hats off to you.
Elated, the Oklahoma noodlers return the fish to the Ebro. An expedition success.
That fish could almost done anything. I said, I'm just disappointed I didn't get no scars. I got a bunch of fish slime, that's for sure.
Excited ain't the word. I don't know what the word is for catching something like that. Just shocked.
It could be a beginning of a new era for us. I mean, you know, have bags packed, we'll travel. Just say where. Noodlers abroad, noodlers at large.
All right, boys, that's what it's all about. Noodling abroad, world record.
For sport, survival, or to help save a species. For adventure anglers who dare to go face to face against the world's mightiest whoppers without rod and reel. It's the ultimate thrill of monster fish caught bare-handed.